Hey guys, how's it going? So today I want to talk about a topic that is on a lot of artists' minds, and it was on my mind a lot too when I started becoming an artist and getting into digital painting. And that was, how do you develop your style? How do you create a look or a feel that's unique to your art that people can recognize you by? And I think the reason why this seems so important to us is because we recognize a lot of our favorite artists of ours by their unique style, and we want to develop our own as well. Well, I think the answer to this question is pretty complex and not often what a lot of beginner artists want to hear. But simply put, I don't really think you can find your style. I think it just kind of is created slowly over time by you creating your work. But there are some things you can do to kind of gauge yourself. One thing to keep in mind is that most of the artists that you probably really admire, really like, their style has changed quite a bit over the years. If you look at their art now versus their art when they first started or their art 10 years ago, it's going to look different most of the time because artists evolve, they grow, they change, especially successful artists. They're constantly learning, and because of that, their style is going to change. So what you might consider their style 10 years ago was something completely different. And because of that, you need to realize that developing a specific style that people can recognize can take time. It can take a long time, and you might not develop it as something concrete that other people clearly recognize until later in life, and that's okay. The other thing is that you might already have a style that you don't realize. Sometimes for ourselves, we don't feel like we have anything cohesive about our work, or that it varies so much that we don't feel like there's anything that ties our body of work together, but to other people, they can look at it and recognize, oh yeah, that was done by so and so. So you might already start to have one. But some things you can do to help develop it, I think, is to practice a lot. Just draw, 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 paint, 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 do as much as you can. Because if you look at it like a threshold where in order to have your style truly emerge, you have to have done 10,000 paintings for that to really develop, then you probably have quite a few paintings to go, and you should simply get on it. Just start painting, start drawing. Another thing I think that helps develop our style is that our art tends to be a culmination of our top 5 favorite artists, the art that we look at the most or replicate the most, and we tend to take things from those different artists that we enjoy and appreciate and put them together into our own art. For me, I would say that my style is still constantly changing all the time, and some people though that I still feel as though I draw inspiration from would be Bobby Chiu, Aaron Blaze, as well as Ian McCaig and Terrell Whitlatch. I feel all those artists have influenced my art in some way and give it the look that it has. So for you, what you can do and what I did, and what I think a lot of other artists have done that I've met and talked to, is replicate the drawings of the artists that you really admire. If you really like the way someone draws, try copying some of their artwork. I don't mean try and pass this artwork off as your own or tell people, I drew this. You did draw it, but you didn't create it. It is okay though to do studies. That's how great painters throughout all of history have gotten better at painting, is by doing master studies, where they would take paintings that the masters had done and try to copy them as exactly as possible, brushstroke for brushstroke. And you could do the same thing with your own art. Find an artist that you really like and start trying to paint or draw like them. See if you can replicate it. And even though you might not want to adopt their style exactly, you'll learn techniques and things that they do in their art that you can take and apply to your art, along with things from this other artist and this other artist and your own imaginative creativity. And when you mash all those together, you start to develop your own style. If you look at famous artists like Norman Rockwell, you can see where he got his style influences from his mentor, J.C. Leyendecker. Their art was pretty similar, but you can see that Norman Rockwell had his own differences and his own things, even though he is influenced by other people. And that's totally okay. That's the way things are supposed to be, I think. So that being said, don't stress too much about what your style is. It's something that will naturally develop over time, and if you try and force it or put yourself into some box of you can only paint this way, or write out a style guide for what type of things you do, heavy line art, you know, lots of layers, whatever it is, it's going to feel forced and it's not actually going to be very organic, and you're probably going to get tired of it and not enjoy painting as much. Simply paint what you like to paint. That's what's going to develop your style the most, is you doing what you like to do. And it might take a while. It might not be till years later where you feel like you have a concrete, distinct style, but that's okay, because style isn't really the end goal when you're making art. The end goal is to create something that you and other people can enjoy. So whether that's in one cohesive style or not, that's okay. Yeah, style can be cool for helping people recognize your art without knowing who painted it, or for feeling like you have a cohesive body of work. But like I said, the more art you create, the more likely that will be to develop. So the best thing you can do at this point is just get in there and start painting and start drawing. So anyways, today's a short video. That's it for this one. Just wanted to leave that tip with you guys. And if you like that, you want more motivational type stuff, more art tutorials, things like that, then be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. That will notify you when I post a new video. And drop a like, leave a comment, share this with a friend that you think it might help. On top of that, this week I'm doing my live stream earlier. I'm doing it at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time instead of 12, because I have some other stuff going on in the day. So we're going to be finishing my take on Dugong that we started painting last week. And we'll be doing that once again at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Friday. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one.